Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Laurel Mills, and I'm here to debate the topic that there is enough protection for whistleblowers in the United States of America. Number one, I want to go over the protection and the laws and the resources that one would have. I want to talk about the changes that have happened for the past almost 46 years. And then also the other thing is I'm going to give you a case at a personal level. So let's get started. So the first thing is that I got this from the whistleblowers.gov, and this states that the Whistleblower Protection Program enforces the whistleblower provisions of more than 20 whistleblower statutes protecting employees who report violations. And this is also posted as well when you are, like say in the break room or at the water cooler or in a copy area, you'll see it there. The other thing they state too is that there might be a retaliation, you're thinking, because once you report something, you're the tattletailer. Well, lucky for you, there's also laws against that as well, and there's protection for you. So in that Section 11C, it prohibits employers from discriminating against their employees for exercising their rights under this act. Also, whistleblowers.org also states that it's illegal for an employer to fire, demote, transfer, or otherwise retaliate against a worker for using their rights under the law. So, they also state in several websites that there are whistleblower lawyers as well, and they state that you should absolutely use them. Use your resources. So, the other thing too is from whistleblowers.org. I also want to point out to you is that a case may be covered under more than one whistleblower protection provision. May also be protected underneath the traditional tort or contract law as well. Again, this is where your lawyer is going to come into play. So resources and laws so far and protection. So now also with this, because it was enacted, there's been several changes over the years. And so Congress has expanded the whistleblower authority to protect workers from discrimination under 22 federal laws. So as time progresses, as business changes, as things develop, they do some changes, which is great because that's how it should be, right? So one thing is that, like I stated, is that I have to post this. It's a mandated federally that they have to post these. So like I said, with the water cooler and in the break room, I'm sure you've all read them before. I know I've never read them before until now. So anyway, so they are located there, and they tell you your resources, your protection, and your laws as well. So the other thing I found out which was kind of interesting, was it's 18 to 28% for the past 10 years have been settled. So then it begs the question, well, why such a small amount? Well, lucky for you, I did the research. So the research states that, in other words, people didn't do the homework ahead of time. They didn't do the background stuff ahead of time to be able to do this. So let me share with you an actual case that's kind of personal for me. My brother-in-law is a cop down south, and he was a whistleblower. So what he did was he followed the protocol. And the protocol is such, where you need to do your homework, you got to have the evidence, you have to have the facts, you have to show the problem, you have to show the solutions, and in order to have the change happen. And lo and behold, it did make a change. It did make things happen. And he still has his job, and most people at the department don't even know that he's the one that did all this. And that's because of the protection laws that were in place for him, or for anybody in the United States of America who is a U.S. citizen. So again, I'm stating that there is enough support, there is enough resources, there is enough protection in laws for you to be a whistleblower and not have repercussions happen to you. The other thing too is I want to state is that, let's be honest, nothing is absolute here in this entire world, right? So besides taxes and death, right? So anyway, so the big thing here is that you have to understand you have to do your homework. You have to get the facts. You have to do your due diligence. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out, right? So the same thing happens here. And that's the reason why the 18 to 28% are the only ones that are being settled, is because they've had dismissals happen due to the factor that, of course, people didn't have their facts straight. They didn't do all of what they needed to do ahead of time. So they didn't do their part, so to speak. The other thing I want to mention too is that, like I said, they're evolving over the years. So in other words, as anything else evolves, this will evolve as well, and things will get better, and hopefully they'll get better, I should say. I cannot predict the future. I'm not a forecaster. So anyways, the big take-home points here is get your facts. That's key. Second, you need the support. It's kind of like doing these debates. It's like doing your case studies. You have to have the support. You have to have the support to say what you want to say, right? Yes. So the other thing is seek the advice. It's there for you. The resources are there. Use them. They're there for a reason. Do your research. So the big thing here is there is protection for whistleblowers. And I believe that there is enough. And that's my stance. The other thing is the old saying goes, it is like anything else in life. You get out of it what you put into it. I sure do appreciate your time. I sure do appreciate your eyes and ears. Thank you.